Okay, I've let everyone in. Welcome, everyone. This is the second in the series of webinars brought to you by the National Association of Japanese Canadians with the Membership Task Force, the Capacity Building Initiative. Not everyone is present, but just to let you know, the task force is Naomi Katsumi, Patty Simpson, Maureen Coleman, Sanae Ohki, and Joyce Tobo. We are very first off, I do want to say with respect and gratitude, I'm coming to you from the traditional and unceded territories of the Semiahmoo, Katsi, Coquitlam, Kwantlen, and Kaikite and Tawasin First Nations. And I know that all of you are acknowledging the Indigenous peoples who are the traditional stewards of the lands and waters where we work, learn, and live, and from where you're all coming from. We are going to record the session because I know there were a few people, we've had comments that they wanted to attend this but aren't able to make it tonight. So we will have the recording available. And we want to thank our special guests tonight, who are Sanae Ohki from Edmonton, Kelly Kaita from Winnipeg, Tetsuro Yokoyama from Calgary, and Kevin Okabe from I put NAJC, who are going to give a very high level review of some of the software that they've been working with. And we're going to allow time for some questions at the end as well. And hopefully this will give you a better idea of where you might be looking at in terms of your organization. And so without further ado, we're going to start with Kelly Kaita, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. And do you need to show a presentation?
Sure. Yeah, I'm just going to put up a slide. That way, if anyone's recording, you can see it later.
Excellent. Okay, I just need to make you a co-host. And then you should be able to share.
Perfect. Okay, so you should be able to see that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so thanks for inviting me. As you know, Lorene asked, what the heck are we using in Winnipeg? We have a website that is based on WordPress. And as a result of using WordPress, you can purchase one of many plugins. There are many membership plugins that will work with WordPress, but after a lot of research and learning, I adapted the WooCommerce membership plugin, which I just looked up yesterday. The current cost is $274 USD per year. We also pay for the WooCommerce subscription plugin, $384 USD per year, but we're thinking, and I might pass this by the board, of doing away with that. The subscription plugin allows your members to do automatic renewals, so they don't even have to think about it. Every year, their credit card will be dinged the membership, and they'll never have to think about that. The take up on subscription is probably 5% or less, so it's probably not worthwhile. So the total cost of this platform would then only be $274 US per year, provided somebody in your organization has a bit of knowledge. And I'm going to say a bit because I had no WordPress skills, and I certainly didn't even know what the word plugin meant before I took this on. Just with a bit of Googling, YouTubing, and so forth, I was able to figure things out. So it's not too difficult. If you have a WordPress website, you're going to have some form of an e-com store. So we've chosen WooCommerce, which is wonderful because WooCommerce e-com store blends perfectly seamlessly with the membership plugin, which means I can set up any product that we sell on our website to receive membership discounts. We can start sales. I can even restrict certain items that are sold, for example, language school registration. I can restrict them to only members. And the other nice thing about the WooCommerce membership is you can set up email notices for renewal. So I've got ours set up at 1 month prior to expiration, 1 day, and then 1 week post expiration. Members will get an email saying it's time to renew or you're past renewal. As I said, it requires some WordPress experience, plugin experience. You asked about receipts. If any purchase on the WooCommerce e-com store gets a receipt immediately, it's not a tax receipt. We looked into that, but that was going to be quite onerous on our side, so we elected not to use the WooCommerce e-com store for donations. So donations are handled, I would say 95% of our donations come in through Canada Helps or PayPal Giving Fund. The beautiful thing there is your donors are given a tax receipt as soon as they hit send. We also accept e-transfer donations, but that requires one of our members annually to create and mail out paper income tax receipts. So I'll stop sharing and then I'll let you ask questions. Did I stop sharing?
Yes, you did. Thanks,
Perfect.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Any questions for Kelly? You can either unmute yourself or you can put up your hand.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many people in your organization do you have that have access to that, to the WooCommerce?
Are you talking about users or behind the scenes, the programmers?
Like, I assume it's like a web-based program, right? And so when you sign in with a password, are there
Yes.
different privileges that different users can have?
Absolutely.
Have like a volunteer that just wants to look up whether this person's paid their membership or not?
Absolutely. So there's a My Account tab on our website. If you click that, it'll tell you the status of your membership. It'll tell you when your renewal is. It'll tell you your last purchases you've ordered online from the JCAM website. Yeah. So it's like going to Nike online.
So about how many people do you have in your organization that have access to that? Is it like, is it
So we,
more than
at
10
last
kind of thing?
count, we have 880 paid members. Okay. And on the back end, who's dealing with the actual website and maintaining it? Well, that's N=1. That's me. We just got a young board member who's quite eager to learn, so I'm hoping to hand over the keys and let her take it on. But you only need one person. Considerably cheaper than Apricot. Sanae, don't you agree?
She's nodding. Yes.
Yeah. We looked at Apricot, but for our organization, the cost per year was going to be somewhere in the 3,000 plus range.
So one of the things I'll just comment, Kelly's pretty modest, but he's their go-to person on this. So I know he does quite a lot of work on it. So I think that would be something you need somebody to be, not an expert, but somebody who can devote the time and has that information knowledge to deal with it.
It's mostly a time commitment more than anything. So when we have, for example, Donburi Fridays or Ramen Sundays, the food committee sends me the menu, the prices, member prices, non-member prices, is it taxable, not taxable, with pictures and descriptions. And I could probably have up 6 products, 4 members or non-members in 20 minutes. It's pretty quick.
Patty, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I had a quick question. Do you know if this WooCommerce plugin works for other websites or is it strictly WordPress?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if it does play nice with other web-based, programs. You'd have to just Google that WooCommerce and whatever you're using. I mean, WooCommerce is pretty large. There's a lot of people who use WooCommerce.
But it's easy to use.
You know what? I'm not gonna. Easy is it's a difficult word to use in this situation because there was a steep learning curve for me at the beginning. There was a lot of stuff to learn. Now that I've been doing it for 3-4 years, I can literally do it in my sleep. I can certainly, help any organization who's starting to do this with the initial moans and groans that you're going to have, the things that we learn that, need ongoing kind of care. There are a few. One thing, by the way, I really do like is the WooCommerce app. So the beautiful thing about the WooCommerce app is, I give those usernames and passwords to several individuals. And with that app, you can take down products, you can put products on sale, you can change the descriptions, pictures, you can process the order. So I don't have to do all of that. I taught our administrator to do that because at the beginning I was processing orders and creating spreadsheets for sales. Now she does it all. So she picked that up very, very quickly.
And I just put the link for WooCommerce in the chat there if you want to copy that link to read more about it.
Great. I'll tell you the system setup, for example, if you choose to use Apricot, that is very simple. That is very, very user-friendly. It's just a cost issue. But if NAJ is going to pay for it, then use whatever.
I don't see any other hands up. Are there any other questions?
Yeah.
Patty?
So the person that you taught to do the work, she had a background in financial?
No, she's a teacher.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I just sat down with her one day and she picked it up very quickly. I mean, anyone who's used to using an app on their phone, she very rarely goes to the website behind the scenes on a computer, because that could be quite daunting if you've never seen the backside of a website. A lot of buttons to click. You click one button, your whole website could be down. So I do most of that. And I'm sure John Endo Greenway, we actually paid to establish the website. I just took the keys from him once he had established it. Somebody like that could get everything up and running for you very easily. So John Endo Greenway got our website up, got WooCom store, created gateways to accept, for example, we use Nuvei as our e-com. Once I learned this whole terminology, gateways, I personally added PayPal myself, and that was very easy. And now we're thinking of switching to Monaris. Monaris is a plugin. It's even easier for WordPress. But if you do go this route and you don't have a WordPress website, I'd encourage you to hire a web designer just to get the basics down.
Great tip. Thank you. I don't see any other questions. I'd like to thank Kelly. Kelly's actually on call, so I think he's leaving us now. So thank you so much for spending time with us. Really appreciate this.
All right, take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, let me see. Sanae, you were going to go next, I believe.
Yes, thank you. And before I talk to you about the system, I would like to introduce Andre Prefontaine from EJCA, and he's going to help me for any question and anything which if I cannot answer. So thank you, Andre, for joining us as my helper or whatever. Okay.
Yes.
So Lorraine, please show my presentation.
I will share your slide presentation. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I'm from Edmonton Japanese Community Association, and I'm talking about association management system, including their membership. So as you already know, it's an all-in-one system. And I'm going to talk about 5 topics. Would like to give you a little bit of background, what is EJCA and memberships. and then what is wild apricot and what its cost, and particularly talk to you about membership data being collected and some review of key functions. And at the bottom, I put our website link. You just type ejca.org, then you can get into the our website. It's lovely website. Next page. Okay, so EJCA, our mission is to promote Japanese and Japanese Canadian culture, language, tradition, and history. And currently, as of March 23rd, we have 452 memberships. That means about 800 head counts, since we have family members and couple members. Out of 800, about 47% are JCs, and 53% is non-JC who are enjoying Japanese culture through our organization. Next. Okay, quick history. In 1947, our ancestor group team organization was established as a co-op for purchasing Japanese food, and we were NJCCA's chapter and mostly did social and sports events. Up to 94, majority of our members were JCs. 94, our center opened, and focus of our purpose widened to include a vision of sharing Japanese culture with all. Many Canadians interested in Japanese culture are EJCA member now. Between 2010 and 20, we used website by Dreamweaver. Maybe you know this application. It wasn't too bad. It was functional. And the membership tracking we did by MS Access database. Then on 2020, we switched our system into a Wild Apricot Association management system, and we are enjoying using it now. Next page. So what is Wild Apricot? It's an all-in-one subscription-based association management solution, and membership function is embedded in the system. So we have a website, public front end, with an email function in there, membership management in there, event and programs, and there is an organization and support function in there, infrastructure there, payment system, and we are using PayPal as a payment system. At the bottom, I said donation and store functions are in there, and they are very good. Our library use own application and not integrated with anything else. Our finance is Quicken, that is a kind of a desktop application, and the PayPal transaction interfaced in the bank account. Interface, I mean, we send monthly PayPal activities into a bank account. Next one. Okay, here is the cost. So Wild Apricot has 7 layers of levels of the cost, and depends on how many contacts, that is basically membership you have. We have possibly having over 500 memberships, so we are buying professional, which we can manage up to 2,000 memberships. And we are paying by a 2-year plan. Then monthly cost is $204 US. That is about 240 to 50 per month in Canadian dollars. And this is a little bit higher than regular price because we have a PayPal service fees included in there. And we don't have any IT person to support it because it's all kind of covered by a system itself. Next one. Okay, this is one of membership data being displayed right on the screen. So we have 6 membership levels: family, student, single, senior couples, senior couple with one younger than 70, and senior singles. And we need this senior couples with one younger than 70 because after 70, we don't charge a membership fee. That's why. And we recently added this student as a new levels, and it was pretty easy to add a level. Functionalities we like, easy setup membership levels. Mostly self-serve to sign up and renew membership, and similarly all other kind of creating an event, creating programs, all self-serve. So web admin people does not need to help them. Another one we really like is a bulk email. And depending on selection of a criteria, we can email out to all senior members or all Nihongo speaking members and so on. And we really like this function. Next. Okay, this is a list of membership data we are collecting for each members. So in the green boxes, we collect members since, renewal due on, name, email, birthday, phone, address, privacy policy, and newsletter online. We still print the newsletters and mail out to the people, particularly seniors who'd like to read a paper, emergency contract. Then on the right side, these are the kind of functions or questions we added last year so that we know who are our members and we would like to serve depending on members' needs. So we are asking Japanese language ability, ancestry information, and what you are interested in, and what is your hobbies, and motivation for joining EJCA. And we haven't quite utilized these yet, but we are coming. Next. Okay, so review of key functions. Overall, Wild Apricot works well with us and has not let us down yet. And for the last 3 years and a little, we didn't experience downtime. No downtime. User-friendly, yes. Very nice support functions in there. Handling of membership fees. EJCA uses PayPal within the Wild Apricot for all function transactions, including membership fees, event registration fees, donations, and store. Invoices and receipts are all automatically produced and sent to members. Some unique features are flexible membership level setups. I already mentioned there are 6 levels for us. Automatic membership renewal function is available, but we are not using it. Every year our member has to renew their membership. Bulk email function, and this is really good. Operation and maintenance of the system. We have several web admins and functional users who focus on the membership management, event management, website design, and update. and they are all volunteers. We don't need any paid IT person. Missing function. For me, it is nice if this system has a volunteer management capability, because we do use a volunteer many times, and each time we have to do a little bit manual things for a volunteer. Next. So that's the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, please email me. It's director@ejca.org. Thank you.
Thank you. And are there any questions?
Maybe Andre, do you have anything to add on to my presentation?
Yeah, excuse me. The only thing, it's been a little while. Like we started, when we started going to the new website, or made the decision to create a new website, we did a lot of analysis up front. And basically we had a list of what criteria were important for us. And we looked at a number of different systems. Unfortunately, I forget all the details because this was about, 2020. But I know for one thing, I'm just trying to remember WordPress. We definitely took a look at WordPress. And I think one of the things that we couldn't do easily in WordPress was mix the website with English and Japanese. And for us, that was one of the critical things that we wanted on our website. We wanted to have, half the page English, half the page Japanese. And I seem to recall that was one of the reasons that we started to shy away from WordPress. So I don't know in the meantime whether WordPress has changed to support multiple languages.
Yes.
But
yes, they do.
It does.
Yep, it does.
Okay. So yeah, like one of the things I would suggest, or I'm sure you guys are thinking about, is just set up a grid of the type of functionality that is critical to your organization, and see what the various applications actually support. For us, like Sanae said, Wild Apricot seems to do a pretty good job for us. We've got a lot of people helping. So like I was on one of the initial team. The initial team was 3 technical people in Sanae. So we went and we did the migration from the old system to the new system. But right now, like I just focus on memberships. We have another guy that kind of handles the store. Sanae does a lot of things for events. We have a number of people who can go in now and each kind of take care of their own piece of the system. So it's really nice from that standpoint. For me, the membership, we can do queries on the database. I really like being able to define, like Sanae mentioned about the profile. We really expanded what information we can have on our members. So it's really easy for us to do unique queries and, send targeted emails and things like that. So it's got a lot of nice functionality. Yeah, the cost was definitely something that we talked about when we considered this.
Thank you so much, Andre and Sanae. Oh, somebody's got their hand up. Is that you, Kevin? Oh, Julia.
I just had a quick oh, sorry. Why, like, I'm just curious, but like, why don't you do the automatic membership renewal? Because CJC also does it all like by hand. I just feel like it's faster if it's like all automatic every year. Like,
are you talking press for Wild Apricot?
Yeah.
That functionality is in the system. It's just basically like their membership backend is actually quite configurable. What we did in the past is we had all those different memberships that Sanae talked about. So we did for the senior people, because there was a free membership, we just decided, yeah, every year that rolls over. And like, honestly, I forget the reasoning, but what happens in December for us, we send out an automatic email that says, hey, your membership's going to come due in a month. And we send automatic reminder emails. Like, that's all built into the system. So it was just a decision on our part to, yeah, basically get the renewal process takes 30 seconds. You log into your profile. There's a big red button that says renew. You click on it, you PayPal, and you're done.
I
So
see.
we've just decided for whatever reason, the non-senior memberships, we just get them to renew once a year. But there is the ability to have an automatic subscription and have it all seamless.
And do you think you lose members? Because not everybody will renew every year, right? So do,
Oh
do
yeah,
you
so definitely, like as an association, like what if the goal is to maximize cash flow, then maybe as a subscription basis is better. But you know, like that, like just active membership, for sure. I think we have a better handle on, yeah, the members are active because they've actually renewed,
I see.
and yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions, so thank you, Andre and Sanae. Good information to share. And now Tetsuro.
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, hang on 1 second and I will
Sure.
add you. Oops. Okay, you should be able to share now.
Yes, I think I can. There you go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
It's covering, maybe not. There you go. Good. Thank you for let me do this, I guess. I just joined Calgary Japanese Community Association as a director. I've been selected beginning of this year. So I've been asked from Maureen Coleman to look into our website and see what we can do about membership, as well as the subscription basis or anything that we need to do for our website. So I kind of looked at it and then here's what I kind of find out. And this is more like extension of what Kelly described about WordPress. Just quickly, my background, I was born in Japan and then moved to Calgary and 16 years old. And I got a bachelor's degree from Calgary University in Ottawa. And I've been working as a software engineer in Corel in Ottawa, and then engineer as a Netscape browser. And then I worked on the Android platform for Google. And I'm working at the Motorola as a software architect. And I also have a Omotesenke Kyojusha license. So I teach Japanese tea along with my mother in Calgary. And I spoke a number of developer conferences in Silicon Valley, Singapore, and all that. Kind of boring, but okay, let's move on. CJCA, so we have a website. And then when I look at it, CJCA already invested in the WordPress platform. We created a custom theme. And they will have a bunch of plugins, for example, advanced custom fields and contact forms, WooCommerce, custom post types, and so on. I get into a little bit about what WordPress platform is. And then at the back end, we use this Google Workspace for emails and then Google Forms and Sheets and all that. So the exchanging some, information, we use Google Workspace. The people who, those of you who don't know, WordPress is actually, it's a free platform that is open source, and then it's a very, very extensible. As of this year, there are about like total website, we have like 2 billion websites in the world, but now half of, well, little bit less than half uses WordPress as a sort of e-commerce or content management system. And if you just look at the content management system, WordPress is actually 63.3% of site uses WordPress. And the second one is, you can see it on a pie chart, is a Shopify, and next one is a Wix and Squarespace and all that. So WordPress is the pretty much leading in terms of number of websites that are out there in the world. And the pro is definitely I think the strongest point of WordPress is that there is a lot of free plugins, and I'm going to show you that later on what are the plugins that the CJC uses. But so they have close to 60,000 free plugins available. So whatever you want to do to your website, you can do it pretty much, and it's free or sometimes it's paid. And then there's a huge developer and support community. So if you have a problem, you can just shoot an email, or there's a community site in the WordPress. You can send the questions, and there's definitely have answers you can get from them. The problem I see is that there are too many. It's good to have 60,000 plus plugins, but there are too many to choose from. So when I use this or picks the plugins, I look at the review. You know, how many active users are using plugins, and plus what are the review? Like it's the 5-star for 10,000 users. Okay, that's a good plugin. But if you have like only like 1 or 2 stars and the 5,000 users, then that's probably not a good idea to use. So so that's something that I kind of look into when I wanted to utilize the plugins. And second one is because you start using a lot of plugins, and each plugin has like a version upgrade. And it's like you have a app on your iPhone. You have a lot of apps. Now you need to upgrade this, upgrade that. Like each app has its own upgrade path. Same thing happens in plugins. I call it like an upgrade nightmare, because there's so many upgrades going to happen, and you can stop them from auto upgrading or updating, but then it's very fast to get getting too old too fast. So you might have to look into that. How do you manage your plugins? And then the last thing I think about the con is the PHP version, which is sort of a backend language that you run your website. That sometimes some plugins are incompatible. So if you upgrade one version of the plugin and it looks good, but that actually, because of the PHP version doesn't work for the other plugins, some plugin doesn't work. Like it happened before, like a couple months ago, where our whole service site, they actually upgraded PHP version from 7.4 to 8.1, and then one of the plugins stopped working. So all I had to do is talk to them. Look, you have to downgrade the PHP again so that everything works. So that kind of stuff you have to kind of a little bit worry about. So that's the WordPress. Now, I think Katie mentioned that WooCommerce it's another plugin. It's very, very popular among the WordPress platforms. It's open source again. It's great, and we have about 5 million plus active installs right now today, which is just amazing. So many people use it. So many people actually currently using it at the same time, right? So that's really good. And what it does is it's just like what Katie said. We have WooCommerce provides a like my account profile pages. Who you are, what's the address, and also what the purchase history is. And then you have something similar to like, shopping cart experience. And then you can, upload your product. If you want to sell t-shirts, here you go, you can do it, right? And also you can actually do your, t-shirts or pins, anything. Again, those are the product that they want to, we can actually promote in our website using the WooCommerce plugins. And also there's another extra is that the subscription plugins that comes with WooCommerce, and you can actually automatically renew your membership, as well as anything if you have anything that you wanted to renew, you can actually do that using the plugins. And it is search engine optimized. So if you Google wanted to, there is a very nicely done for the Google search engines or Yahoo search engines or any search engines that they wanted to, look into our website, they are optimized for that. So it's very nicely done as well. So as a CJCA, we haven't really done anything like Julia said, like membership or the subscription. We have right now we're paper-based. That's why Maureen asked me to why don't you take a look at it, what we can do about it, right? And then I think there are a few options. I think Kelly, he's using option 2, which is a WooCommerce subscription plugin. No, I think he was using WooCommerce membership plugin. and he's thinking about subscription plugin on top of that. But so there's some costs associated with it because that's on top of free version of WooCommerce. So I'm kind of as my take is I can go with option 2, but there are option 1 where a lot of plugins are free. Like for example, there's a WooCommerce PayPal plugin. You could actually plug in and you can actually let the user to just, process the payment. No problem. You could also have a QuickBook, Square plugin, and Stripe plugin. A lot of plugins that are available for free. So that's something that we actually thinking about. I'm kind of busy for the Omatsuri festival that will coming in August. So after that, I'm really wanted to spend time on finding out what we can do about our website. But this is where we are right now. So we haven't decided yet what to do. But so that's so summary. Again, CJCA already invested in WordPress heavily. And again, so WordPress is used to 835 million sites, and it's open source and it's plug and play. It's not hard. I guess my background, maybe it's maybe biased in terms of when I say it's easy because I've been doing programming quite a lot, but I'm not a web designer or web programmer. So having the WordPress platform is very, very intuitive. It's not very, very difficult. And then if you have a problem, you can just send an email to developers or support community. You got an answer for sure. So and the lastly, there's a plugins, there's a lot of plugins. If you have something you want to do to the website, you just search plugin and you have it for sure. So that's something really good about the WordPress. It's very extensible, and it's very inexpensive. So I think I like to learn other website. I think the Sanae-san would say that Wild Apricot was using, Edmonton was using Wild Apricot, and najc, other things. But I think what we have as a Calgary CJCA, I think we are still thinking about WordPress as a sort of a platform because we already invested quite a lot, and then it's been running quite well. So that's it. Thank you. Let me just stop sharing. Stop sharing.
Thank you so much, Tetsuro. Are there any questions? Either unmute or put your hand up. Oh, Andre?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. I took a look at your website. It actually looks really, really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe just give me how big is your team? The people who are actually maintaining this, and can you kind of, I guess, delegate it so can
I'm the only
anyone
one.
create a web?
I'm the only one not maintaining it.
So how difficult do you think it would be if you had 2 or 3 people who wanted to help maintain pages or do things like that?
Our admin, Sari-san, is actually helping us out. She actually puts out the event information, and so and she actually have a little bit of web design experience back in Japan, but I don't know if she's fully engaged in that. But she is actually helping us to provide the contents for the website. But I do actually do it as well, and I'm massaging quite a lot in terms of fixing bugs and all that. But so far, it's pretty solid.
Okay. And I just I know you're just looking into the plugin for the membership, but do you know how much control do you have over the data? Can you configure fields on a per member basis, and where does the member data actually sit?
Member data is it sits on again, it's a WooCommerce plugin, and then it actually takes care of all the every part of the website. So what I do right now is there's no membership for the public, but we have a membership account for each board member. So when the board member log into our website, there's the accounts link, and you can log in. Once if the board member log in, some of the pages appears and some of the menus show up here, so for them to kind of see what's going on. So right now we have an Omatsuru website working on it, and we'd like to make it publicly available, but we don't do that until everything is ready. So it's
Right.
hidden from the public view. So we do have some sort of a mechanism that you can actually hide and hide. Just one thing that you can actually do. There's more thing you can do with WooCommerce and WordPress.
So like the actual physical, or I guess the digital data lives on a WooCommerce server somewhere in.
It's actually part of MySQL database in WordPress. It's part of the WordPress. WordPress is database is MySQL, so you can actually issue a query and you can get a database out of it, or you can actually install the plugin to access the table if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's again, it's a user friendly. You don't have to know SQL really. You could actually go here's the page for you. Special, and then I can give you the spreadsheet, and you can print or download or copy and paste whatever you want with it.
Oh, very nice.
So,
No, the website looks really, really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Christy, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I was just curious, are your costs then, if you're using the same platforms as JCam, are they similar?
We don't have any right now it's free because we don't use membership yet. We don't have a subscription. Those are the two items that Katie said, JCam said they have to pay. We are not using WooCommerce is free. WordPress is free. So what I have in the CJCA website is completely free.
I like it. Awesome. Thank you. That was it.
No problem. Yes.
I didn't understand. So the website is free?
Well, see, there is a thing, like you need to register a domain, right? The domain name, like CJCA.
Oh, so you pay for that.
Well, that's everybody have to pay for that, right? It's not because of the platform. It's just that when you register your domain, you have to pay for that, right? And then you have to host your website. That's a hosting fee. That's nothing to do with the platform. It's just a hosting. Right? If you go to GoDaddy, you have to do two things. One is register your domain name, like www.cjca.com, and then you have to do the hosting service you have to do. So it's a two thing, the minimum you have to do. And then you decide on top of that, what platform you want to use to publish your website. So we use WordPress. It's a free version. It's open source. I think Apricot is on top of that. So there is other, but there's no zero. But the platform is zero. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So it gets rid of all those ads.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. We are well, it's sort of my side project. I want to put the ChatGPT in there in our website so that you could actually go into log into our website and say, look, tell me about CJCA, and the ChatGPT says, okay, here's this history, summarize that, and then give you all the information. So that's what I want to do. So it's like the pet project. But anyway, so that can be done because that's open source and it's all there. And if it's not there, I can write it, the plugin. Not a big deal. But anyway, so
Hey, thank you, Tetsuro. Kevin is going to tell us about Zeffy. That's our Z on our A to Z.
All right. You like free, so I will present you free. So Zeffy we're still in the pilot program phase of this to try to do this for the NAGC. What Zeffy is, we got introduced to this through our IT conference. And they're a platform that apparently provides fundraising options, so donations. You can sell memberships, you can do an e-store operation, and you can do event registration all in one, and it's completely free for the organization. And it sounds too good to be true, but I will show you kind of what we set up. Very preliminary because we've kind of just done the setup work and we haven't activated it yet. So, but I did want to show you what can be done. So this is the website here, and we just configured, for example, our memberships, and we're hoping to pilot this with our membership renewals for this year. We offer memberships to organizations and to individuals. This is the individual side, and you can see that we have the 3 membership categories. And if you just select on this, we have our membership form that was set up right into Zeffy. You have to just fill out and complete. And once you've done that, So we're asking for, yeah, your phone number, and then you have a payment amount of $25, and that's what we charge. And apparently with this website, if you put that as your fee, you will get all $25. There's no deductions for any credit card commissions or any of those charges. So how does the website earn money? Well, you can see this little donation thing here. It says add a contribution to keep the platform we use free, and it's suggested for $5. You can actually change this. You can increase it, or obviously put other and then put 0 actually. And then that's all you get charged. But I think what this platform does is it relies on people that are doing this to make some contribution to keep the platform free. And so then once you do that, you can pay by credit card, you can do a pre-authorized debit and send that in. And simple as that. And all the other functions work the same way. So if we look at donations, for example, we have a donation page, and we are not a charity, so we cannot have taxable receipts issued. But if you wanted to make it or ask for donations, you can do that here. So again, if I do a $25 donation here, it will again put that in there and it'll give us the full $25. It will ask for this contribution though for the platform. Again, you can change it. You have to press out there and do that physically, and you can put 0 here. And then you submit your payment. And then for the e-store, we just did a pilot of this. This one is a bit more, we have to think about it a little bit more because we just have this one pin that we have for $10. Again, they ask for your donation. This is for our organization, though, so we can add that at the bottom. So if I wanted 2 of these, that cost $10 each. So then they'll cover the $20 here. And then there's the platform fee that they add again. You can again change that, whatever you want. You can increase it this time and then make a payment and submit it. So that in a nutshell is how this works. And it can be integrated into your website as well, or you can just have it as a link to this page that is for the NAJC, and then it'll work that way. So it's relatively unsophisticated. I think you can tailor it relatively easily, but the one problem with the e-store is we don't know how to add a shipping fee, because different items will cost different amounts to ship. So if we can't figure out how to do that here, we haven't really looked at it too much, but if we can't figure it out here, we might have to embed that fee into the actual cost of the items themselves. So that's only one downside. So I think for this kind of software tool, it's really easy for maybe a smaller organization that doesn't have a lot of activities and things to get up and running fairly easily. You know, I took an hour to kind of get all this stuff set up, and we haven't tried the payment side yet, so we have to see how long the payment takes to process. Apparently they batch it and send it to you once a month, so you might not get immediate payment for that. And we also want to try the event registration page. So if you're registering for an event, and you pay for that and have a registration fee set up. So we'll have that feedback ready for probably the next membership meeting. We're planning to implement that starting in April and just testing that out. So effectively, that's what Zeffy is. And I don't know too much more about that because we just started to work on this. But you know, if this is something that member organizations that are smaller can wanting to get something going quickly, then this would be a really good option to do, because there's very little. It's all done through the website itself, and you can basically adjust everything yourself. But it's definitely at the lower end of the spectrum in terms of probably functionality and that kind of stuff. So, but it doesn't cost you anything, so that might be a good combination there. And if you want to go to the website itself at the front end, you can kind of look at all the information that they have here. So donations, memberships, raffles, all that kind of stuff is listed here. Yeah, some references here. Yeah, so that's about all I had to do to present for that. I don't know if anyone has any questions about that, but this is something that the capacity building program, like we're using our IT consultants to kind of integrate this with our website, and we're going to test it out. So that's option 1. If you want to explore this, let me know, and we'll let you know how the pilot goes. And if you want to set this up, we can probably support that as well. Patty?
Are you going to be using this for our chapter memberships?
I think so.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
we might be. Yeah, I think we will try to do that too. But you know, if some chapters obviously need to pay by check, we won't limit
Yes.
the option as well. But those that want to pay by e-transfer, or I think this is not e-transfer, this is a debit from your account, or you can pay by credit card. So, you know, for member organizations, it might be still easier for them to do an e-transfer or send us a check. So we won't eliminate that option, but for individual members, this is probably easier for them to do and do it online. So.
Great. Thank you, Kevin. I don't see any questions. I'm going to put a
I
link.
have a question.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tammy.
It says that it says ACH and PAD. Is that like pre-authorized debits?
Yes.
So is that something that instead of me like putting it on my credit card and then, you know, getting reimbursed by my association, can I just have that, like put that, my bank account into that, like it's a Kaita's bank account?
Yeah, that's what the PAD would be. ACH is an American form of that, so that's probably an American terminology. They don't have that in Canada. So the pre-authorized debit is the Canadian version of that.
Hey, any other questions? I'm going to just put a link in the chat. The task force did find this website. Unfortunately, it doesn't compare WordPress, but it does compare Neon 1, which is used by Toronto. They were able to join us tonight. QuickBooks Online, Wild Apricot, and Zeffy. So it does like a chart and then compares factors of cost, etc. So that might be something you want to use too as you're reviewing. One thing I forgot to mention, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself, Lorene Oikawa. I am on the Capacity Building Initiative, the membership task force, part of the group. And Patty is here. Naomi was tied up, so she's not going to be able to join us. So Patty, I'll swing it over to you, and then you can do our thank you and wrap ups.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And it's good to see that there was a lot of interest in this meeting. And thank you to our guest speakers, especially. Thank you so much. I think that's it.
Thank you. And if you have any questions, you can direct them to the membership task force. As I said, this session has been recorded, so we will have that posted so you can take a look, or if there's any other members of your board that really want to check it out and weren't able to attend tonight, we'll have that. And we've got, Kevin's got some of the other capacity building roundtables coming up, and stay tuned for the membership task force, because this was webinar number 2. We're working on webinar number 3, and we'll be sending out more information. Thank you.
So just on the upcoming roundtable, so the next one is going to be on with the treasurers. So all the treasurers of your organization, if you can pass this on to them, it'll be April the 17th. And that will be kind of an open session where we're going to ask people to just join, identify topics that they'd like to see covered, and maybe exchange information, talk about challenges. And then we're also going to introduce one on information technology. And so this one, we could talk about the najc pilot to set up a Microsoft suite for our infrastructure. It's free for nonprofits, and with our technology partner, we've been able to set up our email system on there, as well as we're moving to file sharing on SharePoint. Other organizations are also using Google Suite, so that could be talked about as well. And then some of the pilot projects that we've got with our IT outsourcing partner includes all of these. So that's something that could be shared as well. So yeah, the 17th and 24th of April, this will be the first time we've run these roundtables. If they go well, we'll probably do these every 2-3 months. And again, we'd like to target those people in the organizations that are doing either the financial part or the accounting or managing the information technology. Or if you don't even have that, then you probably want to come to this session. Thank you.
And for those that aren't treasurers, April 17th is National Canadian Film Day, and NAJC will again be hosting films. So we'll have more information out in the next maybe newsletter. We'll have the information posted and on social media. That'll be free screenings of 2 great Canadian films. One called Rue, which is based on the Governor General awarded novel, experience of Vietnamese family, what they escape when they're coming to Canada from the point of view of a young girl. And we'll send out more information. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night. Take
Thank-
care.